once a game called Power Strike 2. This is not that game. This is a different Power Strike 2. This is an English localization of a Japanese Game Gear game called Aleste II. They renamed it Power Strike 2, even though there was actually already a totally different Master System game already called Power Strike 2. See, what I love about video games is how much sense they make. It's Power Strike 2! 2 for the Game Gear. Alright, so I feel like we need to reset here for a second. What happened was, there was a Game Gear game called Aleste, which I may or may not be pronouncing correctly. That was released in 1991. It was called Power Strike in the States, but that's where this all just gets weird and confusing, because when they localized Aleste 2, they called it Power Strike 2, even though the first Power Strike had already inspired its own Master System sequel called Power Strike 2, and it was a completely separate game, had nothing to do with Aleste 2, which was localized as Power Strike 2. These decisions were made by highly paid people, by the way. People who wear suits. So what's the nature of this game? Why is it here? These are the kind of burning questions we may never be able to answer. Did I even get all the facts straight? It's also a good question, but unfortunately, I refuse to spend any more time on it. I already have a headache. Besides, the point is, it's a good Game Gear game. In fact, it's a damn good Game Gear game. And you can call it whatever weird, stupid, whispery name that you want. Aleste, Evaleste, or a pest. I wear a vest. Doesn't matter, because when the bullets are flying, and the 18 million other bullets are flying, this is a damn good Game Gear game. Whatever it's called. Power Strike. That doesn't even sound like a game. Sounds like a move in a game. It's like calling a game Jump. Yeah, real creative, David Lee Roth. Anyway, what matters is, this game's awesome. And even though it's mostly the same as the first game, whichever game that was, there are a few additions. Case in point, this time you get to choose what weapon you start with. There's the Delta, which circles your ship, acts like a kind of shield, as well as a broad laser gun and homing missiles, and the napalm gun, which turns into this if you power it up enough, which turns your body into a testosterone factory, because I am pumping some serious testosterone right now. This weapon is everything I've ever dreamed of having. Thank you, Aleste III. Anyway, you collect little letters to change your weapons, and you power up by grabbing as many P's as you can. So you're like a mutant prostitute who happens to have a nuclear bomb in her purse, because if you power up enough, this basically turns into the White Sands testing ground, this game. The aliens can see Power Strike 2 happening from space, and they're very concerned about it. But you know, otherwise, there's not much to say about it. It's just an awesome shoot-'em-up. Traditional, obviously, kind of textbook, but a textbook that was written by a professor who's raging on LSD, which makes for an interesting textbook. Looks awesome, plays even better. Based on the name situation, it apparently exists in 3 different planes of reality, because it's Power Strike 2. And so are you, and you, and you, and me. We're all Power Strike 2. And the aliens are very concerned about it.